We're the Jeep Life podcast. We're just getting on air right now.
Hey guys,
you guys are going to have to carry the show tonight.
Nope.
I don't know if I have it in me.
Nope, it's all on you. You're welcome. I didn't sign up for this shit.
No, yeah, you did.
Nope.
I brought you over kicking and screaming.
Sure.
Drug you away from without the no compete clause and everything. I exploded that non-compete clause.
Yep.
I pissed on it. Oh, looks like we got some people on here. All right. All right. Everybody that's joining me now, you're going to have to carry the show. Looks like Mike.
A lot of content to go over, too, tonight
Troy.
for a bunch of guys that are tired.
Yeah,
Yep.
right. Jason, what's happening? Good evening. What's up, Jason? We're going to have all the Jasons on. Tori. Yo, what's happening, Jake? Jake on the YouTubes. Kristen.
We
Yeah.
hit 725 subscribers on the YouTube.
Seems to be picking up a little pace again.
Little pace again.
Here and there. Yeah. So make sure you subscribe.
I was hoping to see Kristen's new tires and stuff.
Oh, well, that didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
No.
It didn't happen.
Did you go today or yesterday?
Ish.
Like went and left
No, he didn't even show up for the first part of it. He just
for the beer part.
didn't even get there.
I forgot about it. And I happened to pass the whole convoy on Tillman.
Oh,
right
wait.
after it started.
Yeah.
And I was waving, and it was like, oh, yeah. And then I just did a Yui and flipped right on in
Nice.
as if I was there the whole time.
Just running a little late.
Yeah.
You know, I
That's awesome.
just pulled out in the middle of traffic and blocked the whole Tillman Street and let everybody out.
That's awesome.
Hey, Michael, how you doing?
Working.
Michael, you're looking forward to a great show? Man, that might be on Channel 12 or Channel 13. We'll do our best. Yeah, Jason, we need a few more.
Uh-oh. That's me.
Is that you?
I get the
Pink helmet.
Speaking of which,
I
turn
need
that phone off.
Orange cone. You gotta wear an orange cone the rest of the show.
Yeah. With the green vest.
Yeah, it is good to see Don, isn't he?
I know. Don's had some injuries.
Yeah. And then some.
His dog likes to trip him in the middle of the night.
Can't say it hasn't happened to every one of us
I mean,
in some way or another.
yeah.
We've tripped over something we didn't expect to be there.
Yeah, but
In the middle
20
of the
years
night.
ago, I would have caught my balance.
Well, that's the difference.
Yeah. It is definitely the difference. All right, everybody. Go out there. Tell your friends to join us. We're going to have a great show. It's going to be... We're going to get schooled again. This is what we do. We're going to get schooled.
Yep, we're schooling. Schooling today.
We are schooling. Yeah, Dave, I agree. His headphones just hanging there on the mic stand did a good job of standing in for him. All right. First quick question. Bilstein 5160s versus Fox 2.0s.
Fox 2.0s.
Fox.
All the way.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Bilstein 5160 is a real good generic shock that can be used.
5160 is the remote reservoir.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, is it? I'd
No,
still
that's
go. I would still go Fox
right.
2.0.
5160 is a very good
Yeah.
shock. Like it's the upgrade for the AEV system.
Right.
And
That's
yes, they are a great shock, but still, I would say the Fox 2.0s.
Yeah. Wholeheartedly.
Yeah. Good
As
question.
Especially
long as-
after, because that's, what do you, you don't have the 2.0s, you have the 1.0s.
No, I have the 2.0.
No, he has the 2.0.
They're not
remote
res, are they? Oh, yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Well, that's the real question is the 5160 is a remote reservoir.
Yeah.
Are you talking Fox 2.0 remote res, or are you talking just Fox 2.0 monotube or the twin tube?
No, I think it's Fox 2.0 are all.
No, I think the Fox 2.0 also comes in a monotube.
Yeah, actually, I just pulled it up. You're right.
It's a little thicker barrel
Right.
than what the normal. That's a good question.
Yeah,
so,
Fox. So apples
you-
oranges, but so does the 5160 comes in single barrel too, doesn't it?
That's what I was thinking, but
Yeah, because that's the part number for the same shock that comes standard on.
Well, it's 5160 remote res is.
That's a remote res. But
5100s are the standard twin tube.
yeah, you're right. 5160 are all remote res.
So
they're both good shocks. I don't think you
Yeah.
go
So
wrong with
they're-
either one, but you want to make sure that it's.
I'm sure they're tuned slightly differently. I have driven both, and I like your Fox 2.0s.
Yeah.
Remote res better.
I like my rock crawler.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't driven yours
Those are
yet.
nice.
2.625
Yeah.
emulsion.
Yeah, the emulsion. Yeah.
Yeah, remote res. Those
Yeah.
things are awesome.
Those
I got
are
to take
what I
out the
was
bump
looking
stops,
for.
but
That's what I was looking and getting until those foxes
Well,
fell on my
fell
lap.
into your lap.
Yeah. So that's a good question, and it might be something if you're going to have an AEV lift or something,
Right.
then
First of all,
maybe
go
the
with,
Bilstein
right,
might
go
be
with,
tuned for that.
right. Tune better for it.
Right.
Quality wise, they're probably pretty equal.
I think their warranties are very similar.
Right.
The
right.
quality,
Cost is close.
I think probably the Bilsteins are they a little bit cheaper, like $50 a
Like,
shot,
yeah,
bigger,
probably.
yeah,
cheaper,
yeah.
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 So
No, I definitely. It depends on. But yours ended up riding really well with the RK springs. You know.
Yeah.
Rides even better.
The springs I have
other
on
stuff.
I have on now are even better.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're set up for a dual rate spring, not a triple rate spring.
Yeah.
So
they're more in line with each
Now-
other.
But here's the thing. The triple rate spring is kind of a scam because the
It
last
is.
pack is just there to keep it from unseating.
I can tell you it's
Yeah.
completely a scam.
Yep. So that's all it's there for is to keep that spring from unseating and get a little further travel out of it.
You don't even get that much travel out of it.
Yeah.
So
They all run great until you ride something that's better.
Yep. That is very true.
Or until
Basic
the
wisdom.
next year that
Yeah,
they
yeah.
come out with an upgraded
and
version
that's a
of that.
killer of all
Yeah.
this, you know.
Yeah.
Like I keep looking at what do I want to do for suspension systems, and every time I look, it's like something else is coming out, and I'm like, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do that, and
Yeah, I mean, there's like 2 release points during the year that you have to look out. Some are on a spring release, and
Beginning
some
of the
are in the
spring
fall.
or
Yeah.
right after SEMA.
Right. So
Yeah, it's what do
you've
you
got
want?
you've got your release points in this, so it's
Depends also what you're doing too. Like there's some systems that are set up better for highway overlanding.
Yeah, AV is probably
highway.
the best in the market for that.
Right,
When
and
you
then
start
you get
throwing
some.
weight.
Right, there's some that are better for designed for a light rig, and then there's some that are designed better for a heavy rig.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
depends on what kind of bumpers you have and this and that. So
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go ahead and kick in, shall we? Or actually, everybody share it out
Yep.
while we're doing this.
share it out real quick.
We got a nice little group of people listening, and sharing in with us. So, give you a second, and then I'm gonna hit that button, and we're gonna get rolling.
Yeah, man. Hi, Neil.
As a little teaser for everybody, we are going to do 2 big things today. It's March Madness, so we're going to do our tire bracket. We've been promising our tire bracket, and Dr. Don has come up with the tire bracket. But we're also going to shift gears a little bit. We're going to bring it down. We're going to head into
Put it in low.
we're gonna head into our transfer case and
Put
see
it
what
in
that's
low.
about.
Or super low.
Super low. All right, I'm gonna hit that button. See you on the other side. Well, hello, and welcome to the Jeep Life Podcast. We're that podcast where we celebrate that Jeep life and everything that has to do with it. From the mountains to the rocks to the streams to the camping to the overlanding to the rock crawling to the Jeep trails to the fire trails to the interstates, the beach, the sand, the ocean, and everywhere.
Sitting in your garage broke down.
And everywhere in between. I'm Terry, and I'm one of your hosts tonight, and I'm sitting here with two of the best people on the planet. Billy, how you doing, man?
I'm doing all right, you know.
Yeah.
It's been a wild of a weekend.
I bet it has. I wish I was
25 again.
yeah, right.
27, all right.
Going on 25.
Yeah, 27 going on
27.
25.
Yeah.
I'll be 25 till the day I die.
I think so.
Yeah.
Wait until you're my age and your joints are saying I'm not 25 anymore.
Well.
But Don,
What's up, man?
it's good to see you in the seat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So some plumbing issues last week and some injuries, and then I'm back.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, good to have you here. Good to have you. It's always good. It's been, last week I think we had a good time without you. We missed you thoroughly.
We did miss you.
But we had a good time. We talked about the St. Patty's Day
Oh, yeah.
event that
Yep,
you
yep.
came out to
Yep.
for one of the campfires, which was great to hang out with you. But I think I said that there was a Nissan Pathfinder out with us. I want to correct that, and I think it was a Nissan Xterra.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
the Xterra?
that's a
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
like a
that's
standard overlanding platform.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I
What color was it? Was it blue?
dude, they all are that damn ugly green.
Mm-hmm.
No, there's
a
I have
yellow?
a friend of mine
All
that
of
has
them
the
are that
blue,
color.
that dark blue.
Yep, there's like yellow, blue, green.
They all turn into that same green color.
That is true.
The
blues
they'll
turn
start-
green.
They'll start out yellow,
So how
and a week later, oh, I thought you bought a yellow one.
Yeah.
I did. It just shifted.
I washed it.
Shifted
It's now
colors.
green.
It came right
Yeah,
off.
right.
Yeah.
So how did it do? I'm curious.
Dude, to be honest with you, every vehicle out there did fantastic
Right.
on most things.
Compare it to your Jeep. How did it do? Like
Hmm.
doing 75% of the obstacles you were doing?
I would say 60%.
Okay.
Well, here's the thing. We would go and we'd do. Let's use Fern Ridge as an example.
Right side, left side, different lines.
He would. They would take the Chevy Colorado.
Right.
It would take that. It would take them all through the green
Part of it.
part
yeah,
of it, the
yeah.
bypass, if
Right,
you will,
right.
and then everybody else would do the blue,
Right.
and then a couple of us would go and do the
Right.
black ear.
Right. Right.
But to be honest with you, I at no point was I frustrated that we had those vehicles out with us
Right,
because
right.
they were able to get through
Well,
everything.
a lot of that has to do with good spotting too.
Yeah.
Good guidance from people,
Well-
trail management, etc.
Ron did that some, and I know that Neil
Nick did.
and
I saw
Becker.
Nick, yeah.
They did a great job just helping everybody through. There
Yep.
were some new people
Yeah.
that were out
Yeah.
there.
Right.
So it was a very interesting time. I know
Right.
that Neil spent some time on Upper Anthracite
Right.
spotting people through,
Right.
and he said he did a great job. So,
Right.
and he's actually the guy who was driving it has been doing this for a while, and
Right.
and he's really into the overlanding.
Right.
thing.
Right.
So,
Right.
It was nothing new to him, if you will. So I just wanted to go back and do a little follow up
pretty cool.
with that.
Yeah.
I think Ron or Scott or somebody called me out on my mistake.
They usually do.
Assholes. But if you do, if we do make a mistake,
Please
go ahead,
call us out.
call us out. Let us know, because it's always we like to correct. We like to be accurate. We like to give out.
But don't be
good
an asshole
information.
about
No, no.
In fact, if I'm wrong, just shut your mouth.
Don't tell us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never been wrong.
No.
It's all been accurate.
Let my
Right.
fucking ego intact.
Might not be right, but I'm definitely not wrong.
Oh, there you go. There you go. I like it. All right. We got a voicemail.
I know.
I'm so excited.
Holy crap.
I'm so excited. It's one of those things where I spent literally all day trying to figure out how I was going to get this voicemail off of my phone into the computer that I can use, and then actually use it through
Yeah, that's half the battle.
the live broadcast. So without testing, I'm
Uh-oh.
gonna try this, and we'll see what
All right.
happens. I'm gonna push a button and
We're gonna push a button. Pray.
all right, yeah, everybody, cross your legs now.
Hi, this is John Smith calling from New Car Warranty Services.
Yeah, it looks like it's playing there.
We love the show, but we all know you guys are breaking Jeeps left and right and need warranty coverage.
We don't know if
For
it
a
actually
low
played.
1995.
Did it actually play out there?
I'd love for somebody to let me know if it played. I don't think it did.
We're losing people, so I don't think it played.
From 18 to 14, real quick, awkward silence.
Yeah. All right. Well, if that's the case, all right. Remember, I actually tested
coming
this
through.
before we started.
Yeah, but it was through the standard volume of your laptop.
Maybe
Play it on your phone right over to Mike.
Um,
Come on, let's get technical.
Can we
all
do
right.
that?
Well, I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna try this and see if I just drag it in here and. Hold on. See if this will work. No, it doesn't work. That's not it. We can stop that.
We're struggling.
All right. I'll do that. I'll bring it over and see if it'll actually play over my mic. And then
Good.
and in post I'll actually make it sound good.
Yeah,
Um
it did not play. No.
it did
Nope.
not- no.
Nope.
No.
Not playing here. Nope. Thanks, guys. Thanks.
All right. I have my volume turned way down.
Technical difficulties.
All right. I don't know.
Hey, this is Tanner Shane.
Natalie Akopian.
We were just calling to wish our good buddy Billy Gushu, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
We were sitting here listening to the podcast and we just were thinking about Billy and his birthday and wanted to wish him a happy birthday. Miss you.
Hope you have a good day.
Wow. So these are some friends from a long, long time ago. Tanner Shane was the pitcher on my high school baseball team.
Oh, really?
Wow.
And Natalie was just one of the girls in the grade below me. But yeah, Tanner and I were good buddies way back.
Nice.
So shout out to Tanner and thanks a lot. And
yeah, that's so cool.
that's
Yeah.
wild.
So that was a surprise for you. You didn't know what it was, huh?
No idea.
Because
I
I could
didn't
tell
even,
by his face, like his jaw hit the
I was like,
table.
what?
That was awesome.
Yeah, so thanks for Tanner and Natalie to send that in. And,
Yep.
Wow.
everybody
from the
else,
past.
notice that we actually played that out, and so it's cool. I love it. I got so stumped on the technical abilities
Difficulties, yeah.
of that. But if you want to send out a voicemail to us, we would appreciate it. It's 484-891-1172. Here's what I would love to have happen. I would love to get enough voicemails
For
that
a
we
whole
have to just do a voicemail show,
That'd be awesome.
right? A Q&A voicemail
That'd be
show.
cool.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah. I always want to do a Q&A show, but we just don't get quite enough.
Yeah, if we got more, it'd be good.
Yeah.
That'd be good. All right. Going into March Madness. Strike up the band. Get out your brackets. This isn't going to be a bracket buster, or maybe it will be. Who knows? Let me see. Now here's another. Can we do that? Oh, look at that. It's in.
Got it?
All right. We've got it. East and West brackets.
Yep.
In the North, in the East, we have BF Goodrich KM3s.
That's a top left for
So
everybody
let's
else out there.
So let's just what I did was I went with all mud terrain tires.
Okay.
So we
All
talked
right.
about mud terrain, and then I went with what are probably some of the more common tires, and then threw a couple cheapy odds in there like the Hankook and the Kumo.
Yep.
But for the most part, well, not for the most part, they're all mud terrains.
Right.
Okay. And go from there.
No, I
Now,
like
who
it.
do we have? We have BFG KM3s.
Yep, against the
Kumo Road Venture MT71s.
Yep.
With the Goodyear Wrangler
Enforcer
MTs. Yep, which is not their Kevlar tire. I didn't think their Kevlar tire is an odd tire. The Cooper.
That's like an MT.
It's like an extreme AT.
Yeah.
It's like one side of it's like extreme AT, and the other side's like a mud tire.
The Kevlar tire.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I left that one out, but the Enforcer is their new mud terrain tire. Cooper Evolution Mud Terrain, which is their fairly new mud terrain.
All right, so that's a head-to-head right there.
Yeah,
right?
yep. And then we got the Nitto Trail Grapplers. Hankook, I misspelled that. It's not good. Dyna Pro MT2s.
Yep.
And Yokohama Geolander MTs are kind of common. Same company as Nitto. And then the Mickey Thompson Baja Boss MTs, which are the new tire. So
Cool. So do we want to do one tonight?
Yeah, man, let's do it.
Excellent.
We're starting with the upper
left as we read, right?
Yep.
I think that's a common theme. So I run the BFG Goodrich right now, the KM3s.
Right.
I run those.
Right.
And for my dollar, I think they're the best tire out there. It treadwell's on the road. So we've talked about that before with this tire. In particular, the road manners are really great until you cup it. Once you cup it, it becomes the loudest damn thing you've ever heard in your life.
But it's any off-road tire.
Any tire in general.
Right.
Yeah. But take it on the trail, it's at home on every terrain that I've been on.
Yeah.
Snow, rock, mud, sand.
It's a good
everything.
East Coast tire. It really is.
I think you're right.
Yep. And it's they're not great in the snow, but they're not horrible either. Like I had a set of Maxxis one time. They were killer off road, but the snow, they were horrible.
Yeah. This I've not once have I said I wish I had a different tire in the snow.
Right.
So that's cool.
Yep.
So
what do you think, Billy?
I don't know much about these Kumo Road Venture tires. I mean, so I hate to say it, but I have to go with BFG. Yeah. I mean, I know BFG, they make a great tire. I've heard only good things about them. I've heard that in certain weather situations they struggle. Yeah. But that's kind of, once you get into a mud terrain tire,
it's a given.
Yeah, you're given. So I have to say the BFG.
So the Kumo is definitely a cheaper tire. I believe it's a Korean tire. If I remember correctly, I have mounted a few of them. They mount and balance okay. They're not great.
I like the tread pattern.
Yeah, the BFGs are mount better. I don't know if the Kumo comes in I think it does come in a load rating E. But in the end, I'm going to say this. I think the BFG KM3s is probably one of the best mud tire on the market if you're, not going extreme like a Trepador or, a Sticky.
I think we should qualify this as a tire that we'd use on your daily driver as well.
Right.
All these are tires
these are all mud terrain. These aren't stickies or competitive tires. Right. The BFG is a good amount more money than the Kumo, but I think this is one of those circumstances where you're going to get a tire that's going to last longer. It's going to be more durable off-road because I've already blown a hole in the sidewall of which is now my spare. Right. I patched a sidewall and just threw it on for a trail spare. But, you get cheap tires and you tear up the sidewalls on them on rocks and stuff. Yeah. So I'm all the way BFG KM3, so we'll move them ahead. Yep.
So we're just going to call
straight
that
across the board.
Yeah.
Yep.
We feel good about that.
Yep.
All right. Cool. Yeah.
Sorry, tires are hard because you only drive so many of them a year.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, this is just from talking to people, reading things, and the Kumo. Just I researched them because I was going to run them on my TJ years ago.
Yeah.
And this is a newer version of what I researched, but
So it seems like that the Kumo would be a good, if you want to save $100 a tire,
right?
Kind of option, right?
Yeah. And you're not going to wheel real hard, and like I said, I don't know that I'd trust a sidewall in a Kumo as much as I would in a BFG.
Or one of those things that might be, I had a flat or completely bald, but I don't have the money to go out and buy
a set of BFGs.
Right. I might could throw these on there and feel good about it.
Right.
Not embarrassed because it's a decent. The sidewall looks good. It looks like it's got nice sidewall teeth. Plenty of places for the mud to escape.
Yep.
If you will, and plenty of little channels in there for even rain.
Right.
So it doesn't look like a bad tire.
Yeah.
When I look at it.
No, I mean for one of the cheaper brand tires, I dig them.
Right. Cool. All right. Well, that gets that going. So
that's it. So BFG KM3, and then it'll take on whoever is the winner of the Goodyear Wrangler Enforcers or the Cooper Evolutions.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Woo! All right. We're getting busy.
Uh-oh.
Getting busy. Where are we going to be?
I don't know. Where you going to be?
Where are we going to be?
No, where are you going to be? Because this is the first event where you're going to be.
Yeah, so April 9th through the 17th, I will be at Easter Jeep Safari.
Yep.
Make sure you come see me. I'll have stickers. I'm going to do some broadcasts from there. I'm going to try to get some industry interviews. We might even try to pull in us for a show on the road, if we will. But it'd be cool. So I'm excited about heading out. Mm. It's going to be a long, grueling
drive. It's like 3 days, dude.
We're doing 2 going out and 3 coming back. I think that is the plan right now.
How many hours a day is that, too? Is
about
it like
15.
12?
Yeah, about 15.
About 15.
Is it 15?
Yeah, it's long. But going out there's I think going to be 3 of us driving.
Yeah.
So we'll be able to rotate.
Yeah.
Kind of nicely. The downside of that truck is literally by the time you get up to speed and comfortable, it's time
slow
to
down.
No, it's time to get more gas. You've ran out of gas. So it does seem like
it's a pig.
Yeah, it is a pig. It does, but it'll be fun. We're gonna take a couple Jeeps out.
Yeah.
Set up shop out there.
Heck yeah. So go see Terry, and if you're staying on this coast, you can come see us on April 30th at AOAA with the Jeep Enthusiasts of Eastern Pennsylvania Trail Ride.
Yeah.
Keep it there. We're going to be camping out. We're going to be having a good time. So come say hi if you're in the area, if you're looking to get out on the trails. And, man, do we have an awesome time. There are event tickets to that, so head over to Jeep Enthusiasts of Eastern Pennsylvania's Facebook page yep. and you can find out all that information. The tickets are purchased through Eventbrite, and there's guided trail rides. There's go out by yourself if you want, if you know the park. Yep. So it's going to be a good time. And then we're heading into May, and that is the Go Topless Day. That is May 21st.
That's always a good time all across the country.
Yeah.
All across the country.
So that is, reach out to your local Jeep club, see what their Go Topless Day is. And we're going to be up at the Mountain View Winery, Distillery, and Brewery up in Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And then we're going to be heading out to Bantam Jeep Festival, and that's June 10th to the 12th. And I think Terry's going to be making out there, maybe. Who knows?
That's the plan as of right now.
Hanging out with a good friend of ours, Jerry, with AMSoil.
Yep.
Yeah, so if you're looking for any lubricants for your Jeep, go check out Jerry's and the AMSoil products. And then we're going to be hanging out with Holly Fowler and the Ultimate 4x4 field trip up at AOAA with Holly Fowler, Matt from Bleepin' Jeep, I think Colt from Bleepin' Jeep. There's all kinds of people that are going to be up there. It's going to be an awesome time. I think
Northwest is going to be there.
Northwest is going to be there as well. They're going to be over at Roush Creek. So that's going to be a different event.
They'll be over right at the tail end of your event.
Oh, okay.
They'll be over at AOAA.
Cool.
For a week. Yep.
Awesome. So, yeah, come hang out with Northwest Jeepcast, Holly Fowler, Ultimate 4x4 field trip, and that's going to be a great time. And then we're heading down to Wildwood, New Jersey for the New Jersey Jeep Invasion, and that's July 15th to the 17th, and let me tell you, that's an amazing time down there. And then possibly we're going to be going to Carlisle, Pennsylvania for the PA Allbridge Jeep Fest. That's July 23rd to the 24th. And then there's Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, August 25th to the 27th. That is the Great Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion. If you're out there, if you're around, hopefully we see you. And also that same weekend is the Ocean City, Maryland Jeep Weekend.
Yeah,
So
we're going to send the B squad to Ocean City.
yeah.
And we're going to take the A squad to Pigeon Forge.
Good luck.
Yeah. Don't we
Do
we
we
don't
have
have
a
a
B?
second cast?
No, we don't.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Ron.
Oh, yeah,
Ron goes.
Ron, second
right.
cast member.
That's right. Yeah, we can't afford a second cast.
No.
We can't
barely
afford
our own
We
cast.
Can't
We can't
afford a cast.
Yeah. So man, it's exciting and busy summer. Why do I keep forgetting to put
I don't know.
the
Because
Ollie
you've never
Fowler
had to
and
actually
stuff?
say it.
Right. I'm going to put it on here so that I at least remember to try to look it up and add it to the.
Yeah, add a Northwest on there too.
Yeah. I know they're going to be here. They're kind of getting their logistics for their travel across the country.
Just talked to them. Actually, it was Sunday night last week.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was on the phone with Gary.
Right. So they've got a big trip planned.
Oh my God, I don't know. Well, I don't want to let the cat out of the bag, but we're talking $9,000 in fuel costs.
Just fuel
Holy
alone.
crap.
Yep.
So check their podcast out, and they're going through all that right now.
Yeah, two very, very cool dudes. There's a lot of people. They've got a lot of friends all over, and it's cool because they're meeting up with a lot of people that they know across the country and going to be wheeling with, and so I may try and sneak down to Uari for a day when they're down there too.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. We'll have to see what their schedule looks like and what mine looks like.
I'd really like to take a weekend and go down to Uari sometime.
Yeah, I've always wanted to kind of wheel it because it's one of the, there's a big gap between Uari and then when you get down to Florida to the off-road parks in Florida, there's not a whole lot in between.
Right.
So I would like to see it. But
that would be good.
Yeah.
That would be real good. All right. Here's where I don't know. I get to shut up for a little bit.
You pull a lever.
I literally pull a lever and I
pull back to have fun.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
Pull back to put it in party mode.
I'm gonna shift this on into 4Low, and I'm gonna hand it off. We're gonna talk transfer cases.
Perfect. Well, let's first of all talk what a transfer case is. And that is the mechanical device on the vehicle that lets you actually have four-wheel drive. So the difference is
it's usually behind, so it goes engine, transmission, transfer case.
Yep. And it's different than all-wheel drive. So all-wheel drive does not have, and this is how I always explain it, there is no clear definition out there between all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive. Like if you go and look at the manufacturers and look through service information, but the way that I have always described it is all-wheel drive usually is not a mechanical connection. So it might use like a viscous coupler or something like that.
So
that's where I've made the distinction.
Right. Okay.
So there's full-time four-wheel drive, but that's a mechanical connection.
Correct.
That uses like a center differential.
The way I always describe it is all-wheel drive you can't turn off.
No, but you can't.
Four-wheel drive, you can.
But full-time four-wheel drive, you cannot.
Well, right. So that's the other thing. It's usually those full-time four-wheel drives.
Right.
I consider them more of an all-wheel drive.
Well,
because it's all the time.
So I mean, would you consider the one in the Rubicon, the 392 Rubicon, all-wheel drive? Because it's got 4Low.
Right. It has 4Low, but you got to put it in neutral to engage the planetary gear. That system, you cannot put it in two-wheel drive.
No, that's what I'm saying.
All-wheel drive.
It's full-time four-wheel drive.
Right, meaning off the ground. So I think this is one of the other things is if you lift a vehicle off the ground, all-wheel drive,
you'll get one tire.
You'll get one tire that spins.
Yeah.
If it's a full-time four-wheel drive, four tires.
Well, you get at least two. Depends on the rear differentials.
Yeah, it depends if you have lockable differentials or not, because that's based on the differential setup.
So with that and I know we're getting a little off topic, but with that 392, all the time four-wheel drive,
right? And we're going to talk about that transfer case then. Tail end.
When they turn, it's different than when I turn in four-wheel drive.
Yes.
Right? Because it will adjust the speed of the inner or outer wheel.
Right.
It's kind of like a limited slip, but not a limited slip.
What it is add another differential in the middle of your Jeep. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So it allows the front wheels to track at a different pace than the rear wheels.
So like one of these systems that it's really interesting to look at is a Subaru system, and I know I don't.
Right.
But they have those in the earlier models. It was the symmetrical all-wheel drive.
Right.
Yep.
And that meant is that it had another differential case in the transfer case. So it would be able to distribute the power rear and forward differently if you were making turns of this and that.
Right.
So that's where I think it gets a little tricky.
It does. It really does. And that's why I brought this up. But understand this, I make the decision, and I've researched this, and everybody has a different explanation for it. And I just brought it up.
Yep.
I consider if it's a mechanical link, full-time four-wheel drive. If it is if it's a fluid link or a clutch pack, I consider it all-wheel drive. Like the Cherokees, not Grand Cherokees, but the Cherokees. It has like a clutch pack in it and does all kinds of weird stuff. That's an all-wheel drive system to me. It does. I think if I remember correctly, it doesn't even actually have a 4-low. It mimics it by slipping one of the. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. I was really into that for a little while and forgot now. That was years ago.
I think one of the best ways to do it is if you lift a vehicle up off the ground.
Yeah.
Does one tire spin or does two?
Two.
Meaning,
for each axle.
Right. Because, unless you lock the dips, then all four would spin.
Right. So, well, within the mechanical world of transfer cases, Jeep has used a ton over the years. There are Spider transfer cases. There are Dana. New Process is probably the latest and greatest that has contributed to this. But ultimately, I'm going to stick to some of the more current stuff and some of the more popular stuff. Because as I started putting these notes together, it could have been a 2-hour night. Yeah. It really could have. Yep. So I kind of condensed it. So we're going to start with is the MP231, and that stands for New Process. That is late model Wrangler. So it started in the TJYJ, and it is considered one hell of a good transfer case. It has a 272-to-1 low range. It is chain driven and an aluminum case, but does have, again, 4 low. Weighs about 70 pounds.
I can attest to that.
What, the 70 pounds?
Yep.
Yeah.
I've taken one out. Yeah. It's about
Recently.
70 pounds.
It's about 70 pounds.
Recently.
Yeah, me too, actually. And what's cool about it is it has, and it's really hard to find, they actually don't make the components anymore, but there used to be a Terra Low kit. So you could take this thing apart and change the planetary system on it, and you actually had a different ratio. Instead of 272-to-1, you had a 4-to-1. And let me explain to everybody what that is. We've talked about it in previous episodes, but the output shaft or the input shaft spins, if it's a 4-to-1, 4 times to the output shaft, which increases your torque.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
mechanical advantage.
Right. And let's see. I think it was Advanced Adapters makes a 4-low 2-wheel drive kit for it, but not a front dig kit, so you can't disconnect front to rear.
Yeah.
Because there's only one planetary gear set in it. Tons of adapters out there for linkage. I used Advanced Adapters when I built my TJ. It was a great system. It was just Novak.
It's different.
Yep. So, but a great little box, and it actually really holds up well. Yep. Now, the step up from that is the MP241, which is a slightly bigger box, and that came in. The 241 came in the JK.
No, they started with the 03 TJ had a 241.
Yeah,
Rubicon.
Not OR. I'm talking just regular 241.
Yeah. Yep.
So the regular 241. So when they came out with the Wrangler JK, they replaced the 231 with the 241. It's not the same as the 241 OR.
Right.
So we'll talk about that in a minute. But the 241 has the same low range, 272-to-1, and is a aluminum box and chain driven. However, the planetary gear is slightly larger, the torque rating is slightly more, increased spline count, etc. Now, the upgrade to that is the MP241OR, which came out in 03 in the Rubicon, and then it was upgraded throughout the years. The JK uses it, the JL uses it, and it is considered probably one of the most solid boxes out there today. They really do work well.
They increased chain width.
Yep.
On that, they
so
increased your
spline count.
They also changed your gear ratio. They did put a 4-to-1 in that.
Right.
So yeah, they really made that. That's also a considered like half-ton truck transfer
So
case.
actually, what I read was this is duty rated for the diesel Cummins engine.
Yeah, it is.
That's crazy.
These things are designed to pack a punch.
Yes. Yeah. And I've only ever seen one, and it was on Marvin Stanmel's Flex Rocks and Rollovers.
There's a reason why it exploded.
Right. Well, the chain was stretched, and but
it just starts slipping.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
You could hear
and
it.
you could hear it.
Yep.
Click, 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 click.
Yep. So that's the only one I've ever heard of failing. Now, understand that there are different variations of the MP241OR. For those of you thinking about upgrading like I am, I want to get out of my 241 and get into a 241OR. There is the TJ is not interchangeable with the JK at all. The 07 to 2011 automatic are different than the 2012 to 2018 automatic, because one was a female and the other was a male when they switched trans from the 4 to the 5 speed. The manual in the JK has stayed the same, 07 to 2018.
Right.
JL automatic all the way up through so far has stayed the same, and JL manual is the same as the 2007 to 18.
So the way you look at that is you got to look at the serial numbers on the actual transfer case, and that's how they designate whether what you have, the different splining, input, output, this, that, and the other thing. So
so if you're going to swap that out, my advice to you is there's a couple forums out there that really describe it clearly, but make sure that you're getting the right one
and do your research.
Yep, absolutely. So probably the MP241 is, I would say, the most sought after transfer case besides an Atlas.
Yep.
So yeah. MP207 was an oddball little thing. It was used in YJ in 87. It was also used in early model XJs. It was considered the weakest of all transfer cases. Definitely is not billy proof. No. Aluminum case, uses a chain drive, and it also has it's a 2.6 to 1 low gear. So let me go back a second. The MP231 and 241s are the lowest geared transfer cases to date. So the new process 228, 229 was the early Select Track. So Select Track referred to a transfer case that you could have what they called full-time four-wheel drive, where you could run it on dry if you wanted, and then you could go ahead and switch it over to full-time four-wheel drive or part-time four-wheel drive, which actually gave you, an actual four-wheel drive without
high and low, right?
Well, without the using the center differential. You had the MP242, which basically was the same thing as MP228, 229, used in the XJ, ZJ, WJ, and KJ, which is the Liberty.
Yep.
And that used a 272 to 1 low range as well. And then we get into the new animal, the MP3022, which
That's M is in
M, not
monkey,
N.
Butler.
Right, not N.
Not Nancy.
Not a new process. I'm not sure. There isn't a lot of literature out there, and I don't have access. Mega process. So they use it in 2 platforms, actually 3 right now. So it's used in the Sahara Wrangler as an option. Slightly different, though, than the Rubicon 392. So the Sahara, you can have 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive full-time, 4-wheel drive part-time, 4-wheel drive low. Oddly enough, it's the same transfer case, but you don't have 2-wheel drive in the Rubicon 392.
Gotcha.
It's also available as an option, or was.
So the reason why they do that is just it's less components that can go wrong under that torque and power that
and I think it was a
V8's
way
doing.
to manage the torque in the Rubicon. Otherwise, you would have those things on their sides, left and right. So
yeah, and that Dana 44 would just
it
would explode.
Yeah, so I'm sure there was a lot of torque management thought process that went into the Rubicon 392. Then we get into an older one. So the Dana 300, which was probably one of the best all-time transfer cases ever.
Bulletproof.
They really are, and there is no like smoking gun that fails, except for if you put enough abuse behind them and a high enough horsepower engine.
You strip a gear.
Input shaft.
Yep.
Is what
you strip a gear.
fails.
Yeah. It's one or the other.
But it is a cast iron gear-driven box. So on the back side, what connects your front dry shaft to your rear dry shaft on any transfer case other than a Dana 300 so far out of them all that we talked about is a chain.
Right.
This has gears, the helical cut gears. So they're a little quieter than straight cuts in the Dana 18 and 20, which is a predecessor to 300, but just as strong.
Mm-hmm. Helical worm gears.
Yep. So found in 1980 to 1986 CJ 5, 7s, and 8s. Low range in that was 2.6 to 1.
This is where you start being able to seriously modify a transfer case.
So you can change on this one. There's a lockout pin, and if it's a twin stick and you take the lockout pin on it, you can actually do front digs with this transfer case.
Yep. So that's divorcing your front and rear axles.
Right.
So this was the big thing is they'd take the lockout pin out, they would change it to a twin stick, and then also you can change out the gears in them as well.
Yeah.
Which that's another big thing that guys are doing. They take abuse and they keep on chugging. The problem is you can't find one because everybody holds on to them because that's one of those transfer cases that you never get rid of.
It's a token transfer case.
Yep.
It really is.
Parts are a dime a dozen, though, for them. Like, you go to Advanced Auto and pick up whatever you need. So that's an awesome
But they are, if you've ever seen the insides of them, they're complex. And the new processes, like the 231s, the 241s, are very simple. They were made to be, and they're easy to overhaul.
Yep.
The Dana 300...
You need some serious tools.
Yeah, and I mean, you need to be really organized because there's a lot of parts inside that transfer case. Detents and
everything.
All kinds of stuff. So huge job taking one of those apart and overhauling it. So let me just backtrack a second. One of the appeals to this MP 3022, this all-wheel drive box, and I think this is important to discuss. If you're not a veteran off-roader and you're driving a lot, the beauty of that full-time four-wheel drive, and I thought about this, Amy, my wife, when she was looking at a Sahara, it's perfect for her.
Right.
Because it works great in those half snowy, half dry conditions, and you don't have to worry about all four-wheel drive bind, etc.
They do this weird, like, power distribution. They send more power to the wheels that are sticking, and
it's essentially it works on the same principle that a differential does. So it goes to the wheel with the the most amount of torque, and it's just got a center differential, and it's a great system.
Can we put that on my Jeep for me, please?
You actually could.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. You could use the older. I think you can use the older 242 box.
Okay.
I believe works. Yeah.
And then getting into aftermarket boxes. And this is the most common, which is from this company called Advanced Adapters, which they make a Atlas 2-speed, 4-speed in so many different gear ratios.
Oh, my God, yeah.
It's like throw a nail in a hat and there you go. What do you want?
I had a 10-speed bike in high school.
Yeah. So Atlas makes a 2-speed, which means high-low.
Right.
And they just give a single gear ratio, so they make a 2-to-1, 3-to-1, 3-8.
All the way up to like 7.5 to 1 or something like that.
5
is it 5 to 1 is the lowest?
Yeah,
I thought it went up more.
That's what I have in the buggies, a 5-to-1 race case.
Is it, and it's a 4-speed because it's divorced.
No, so it's only the 2-speed.
Oh, is
technically.
It?
So,
but it is divorced.
It is a divorced transfer case, so I have twin sticks, so I can divorce the front, divorce the rear. This is a gear-driven transfer case, so it's similar to the Dana 300s. It's kind of mimicked off the Dana 300. Now,
what's the difference between the race and the race case and the
standard case is basically just the components they put in them.
Okay, so they're all aluminum.
Yeah, they're all billet aluminum.
Right.
I think it's some of the gears they put in, what kind of gearing they do. Race cases, they start at I think above a 3.8 to 1. So once you get into 4 to 1 and the 5 to 1, that's considered race case.
Right.
And then all of the Atlas 4-speeds are race cases.
Right.
So the Atlas 4-speed is what they do is you can get they add in another lever. So it's a 3-stick transfer case. So you have high 4-wheel, low 4-wheel, high low, and low low.
Right, so you got
Yeah.
crawl. And
It's crawl, super crawl, extra super crawl. So basically out of this transfer case you can achieve a 10.34 to 1.
Wow.
Which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like, you're not going to see that until you start getting into like Toyotas and their quadruple boxes that they just like building on and keep on adding to each other. So an Atlas 4-speed that gives you high low, high low, low low. It's, I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, I've got
but
confused
it's
already.
awesome. There's so many different options.
That's what you have, right?
So
No,
the ratios for the low range are 3 to 1, 3 8 to 1, 4 to 3, and 5 to 1. That's the lowest. So that's the 4-speed.
Yeah. So these are bee's knees best race transfer cases out on the market. They're indestructible. You can't do much more without them. These things are ridiculous. And they make adapters for every transmission out there. It's like this is another one of those, you buy this and you never got to buy a transfer case.
So it's cool because you can actually go on their website and spec it out for what you want. You know, the drive shafts you have, the gear ratio you want. Do you want a 2-speed? Do you want a 4-speed? You know, so
passenger drop. They also flip. You can flip them.
Right. So just to give you an idea,
physically make it a left drop, a passenger drop, or a driver drop.
Right.
It's
really?
Depending on
Interesting.
So 2-speed, just to give you an idea, a 2-speed transfer case Atlas weighs about 25 pounds more than a new process 241 OR Rubicon box.
Oh, wow.
And cost about $8,000
$1,000 more. Right. So plenty of flange options. Again, top of the line transfer case. I don't think there's anybody else that even bothers making aftermarket to the extent that
there's
they
a
do.
few companies out there that are kind of getting into the market. They're along the same lines of these. They're made by machine shops, but they are pricey.
Yeah. Because they start getting custom and
custom
one-offs.
gears, one-offs, this, that, and the other thing. But, Atlas and, advanced adapters, they really figured this out, and they're made to do anything. Yeah. And take 45-inch tires, too, at the same time.
Right.
Like, that's what they're designed for, so.
Yeah, I'm actually looking now. I'm configuring one. So
current build time's at least 18 weeks.
Yeah, the high demand. Isn't that crazy? 1310.
4.5 months.
Yep. Woo. They're approximately 110 pounds dry.
Yeah.
They take about 2 quarts of fluid, which they don't take standard like gear. They don't take ATF4 like the 241 or 231s do. They do require a gear fluid. So gear oil.
Yeah.
So they're offered in
So
1310, 1300 flange, 1350.
They're not that expensive. So when you look at like a 2-speed.
So
2-speed really isn't. I mean, you're looking at with installation package $3,300.
For which one?
For the 2-speed that's built for the JK.
The 3.8 to 1.
Any of them. You can do a 5 to 1 gear set in it.
Oh.
So, I mean.
All right.
But I don't believe, is that a divorced? That's not a divorced transfer case.
No.
So you got to go to the 4-speed for that.
They're race cases.
Okay.
So that's the next one up. The 4 to 1 and the 5 to 1, you can go and get a twin stick.
Cool.
So anyway, bottom line, buy an Atlas.
Buy an Atlas.
Right.
But also once you get into that, the twin stick, it does jump. I think it's like the $6,000.
Yeah, it gets crazy because remember I told you how surprised I was when I checked. It is like $8,000 to build a 4-speed Atlas. I was kind of shell shocked to see that this one's only $2,500 before you start opting it out. You know,
right? Adding stuff and
right,
that's with a case on. That's not for any of the gears inside.
Well, so the 5-to-1 gear set option is $837.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But still, that price isn't that bad because if you are regular ordinary Joe, you're spending $2,500 for a 241 OR box.
Yep. So let's talk about ordinary Joe real quick. Why does ordinary Joe or ordinary Terry
care?
Because I've got a lever that works really, really well.
So it really is about that 4-to-1.
Yeah,
that's that lower ratio.
Going from my 2 point.
Because to be honest with you, unless you're running 40s, that 241 box that's on there and a lot of horsepower, it'll hold up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it's about that 4-to-1. So in my case, what's beautiful about that is I can run 373 gears, which is a great highway gear, great road gear. And then when I go trail, on the trail, I can throw it down in 4-low. And now I even have more torque to crawl over rocks and things like that, more control of the vehicle than I would with the 241 box.
Right.
So that's why you would want it.
All right, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. Ooh, that's a lot of information. And guess what? We have another. We're going to push off.
We're going to talk about how they
volume
work
2
next time.
Next week, right?
Yeah, volume 2 is going to be how these bad boys work. So what's on the inside.
Excellent. I'm going to bring my diagrams and
you're going to be here
protractors.
Next time? You can be
I'll be here.
Okay,
I'll be here.
so we got next week.
Yeah, we got
all
next week.
All right.
Oh, all right. Wow.
So just real quick, too, just
Yeah.
want to throw this out there. These are the boxes that really pertain to Jeeps.
Right. There is
yes.
So
good
when you
call.
start LS swapping, it's a whole different set of
Right.
boxes.
So then you
Right.
get into NP205s and this and that, and
That's a
there's
good
all
call.
kinds of other boxes. This is what is standard to Jeep. They mostly run and work the same way versus gear versus chain driven.
This isn't even all the Jeep ones. Like I pulled all the crap ones out, like the Borg and Warner that was in the
that was
CJ,
perfect.
and the like I pulled out a lot of the crap. I mean, the crappiest of the crap on this list is the MP207.
Yeah,
right.
But, so
awesome. Whew, I'm tired. I feel like I need to go home and study a little bit for the test. Everyone, there will be a test on this
next week.
Right.
But thanks for bringing all this information and just being prepared for that. That was a lot. I appreciate it.
Verdict is go buy an Alice.
That's it. Just go get it.
Mm-hmm.
Where can people find us?
Well, just search in the Google bar, Jeep Life Podcast, and then immediately head over to our YouTube page and hit that like and subscribe button.
And subscribe.
Because we just hit 725 subscribers on YouTube, and guess what? We're having a giveaway once we hit 750.
Oh, yeah.
So we're 25 away. Are you going to be our next lucky winner?
Yeah. We don't know what's in that giveaway yet, but
Not
it'll
yet.
be good. We
It's
always
gonna be
give
a good
away
one.
good stuff.
Yep. So make sure you head over to our YouTube channel, hit that like and subscribe, turn the bell on, and stay up to date with all of our latest videos. And then head over to our Instagram page. Just search Jeep Life Pod. You're going to stay up to date with all of our awesome events, where we're at, where we're going, this, that, and the other thing. So, yeah.
Well, you liked our listener voicemail today.
Yeah.
I mean, let's do more of those. I want more of those. 484-891-1172. Everything we do here is in the show notes, so make sure to look at that.
What was the Hollywood phone number? 555-1212 or something like that?
Yeah, that's a generic telephone number on the TV.
876-309.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, so just get on
That's
there.
stuck in your head for the rest of the night.
for the rest of the night. I think I need to sing,
876-5309. That is
I
not
love
our voicemail number. It's 484-891-1172.
If you like what you hear and you want to just be a good guy or gal, I don't care, good gal, and you want to be a Patreon subscriber, head over to our Patreon page. That's on our link tree. Click on there. $3,
extra content
$5,
there.
$10 a month. Give it to us. I love it. You guys are the reason we do what we do.
Yep.
But it ain't cheap. So help us out if you can. If you don't, still listen. It'll be great.
Yeah,
we love
that
you.
helps too. Big Jeep wave to you.
All right, for Bill, Don, and myself, here's a big Jeep wave to you. All right. Hey. So we have a question, and this comes from that game junkie on the YouTubes.
Uh-oh.
Can I run Dana 60 on the front and back with 37s on a 2010 JKU without having an LS?
Yes.
The answer to that is yes.
Yep.
No,
you sure.
Make sure you're
geared right.
Geared right.
It's
Yeah,
geared
just
right
as long as you
is,
gear
sure.
right. Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, the Dana 60 is strictly a stronger axle.
Yep.
So,
right.
And they're full. Most of the time, that's a full size axle, or
that's a 3/4 ton axle. It's not really a 1 ton axle.
Okay.
But
you mean full width?
Full width.
Well, you can buy it either way.
You can buy it anyway.
Right.
So if you take a set of the Dana 60 and a 10.25, which is considered like that's a Sterling rear end out of a Ford truck.
Right.
They would be full width, but unless you're going like Pro Rock 60s or something like that, then you can order it in whatever size you need.
Right.
Yeah. Once you go that full width, though, you change your trail ability in certain aspects.
Yeah.
Those narrow trails
and then add
really
like
tight.
a 3.5 inch offset.
Yeah, right.
And then so.
And also, I'm going to be honest with you, if you're putting 1 tons under a JK, you might as well just put 40s on at that point. You're not going to spend that much more money.
Yeah, Eric says just run the 40s.
Yep.
Yeah, because honestly, a 37, you can if you're if you got a good stout built 44, you're fine on 37s.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome question. Thanks for joining us tonight. This has been awesome. Good group of people out tonight. Lots of questions, lots of activity in the comments. I know that I answered a couple of things in the comments earlier when it pertained to 4-wheel drive versus all-wheel drive, and that was fun. But again, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. I'll see some of you throughout the week. I'll see some of you whenever you come see us at an event. All right, until then, take care, guys.